Okay, it works. So the stream is up. Welcome to PanzerScouty, now
Hello.
veteran of Hearts of Democracy, being in both Mark 1 and now in Mark 2. In both marks as a party leader of a monarchist party. Is there anything you would like to say to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm PanzerScouty. I'm basically the German monarchist guy on the server, and yeah, I basically do the monarchist parties, and I think I will keep it that way. Maybe maybe someday an absolute monarchy party, but maybe on a different time thing, because absolute monarchy doesn't work really well, and yeah, at least in that period.
So, what got you into Hearts of Democracy Demo 4 in the first place?
I think it was your video with not Heart of Democracy, but about DG Cold War was it that started all that, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Then I asked you about like what are criteria and that stuff, and I joined Discord, and that's how all started. That's how I got to Demo 4 when that one demo game got cancelled. Like, I joined this channel, and I joined this Discord. Then there was about Demo 4. There was a little like fight what demo game is now good. Then I joined that. That was the right one. Then we had USA, and then I landed here with Spain.
Okay, so in Mark 1, where we played the US in Hearts of Iron 4, you and me were opponents. It was either me or you going for presidents. And how was it playing in Mark 1? How did you feel about that?
That's a tough question. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Like, I was pretty new in that kind of demo Hoi 4 or Heart of Democracy, as it's now the name. But I think it was pretty interesting experience for the first time, especially when you're president and nothing. Yeah, I kind of wasted that game for my party and all that stuff. But I think it was an interesting experience nonetheless, and now I'm much more prepared for the new demo.
Yeah, because the first Mark had a really bad beginning, because as a member of the Social Democrats, I and every party except the Nationalists supported you in the first term as president, but we got nothing done, and so I took over with the support of the Nationalists and a bunch of other parties. Half of the game abstained when I became president for the first time in the second term. And then we got a few sessions, but then I didn't want to run again, so you became president and nothing happened. So, yeah. But now when you became president for the first time in Mark 2, you went straight up with a session, so that was really great of you.
Yeah, because I gave myself the fault that like demo Hoi for season 1 was crap, because through my inactivity more people got inactive, my party got inactive. There were like a few members like good old Patagatti, and I'm still proud of you, my son. And yeah, that's why I was like, okay, our demo game, I need to be way more active. Although I have now even more like school stuff now going on. Like I'm gonna go on a school now that prepares me for like job and that stuff. So I need to be kind of good and better results and that stuff. But I think I can handle it. And yeah, I try to put as much work into Demo Hoi 4 Mark 2 as I can, so that this demo game won't end like the last demo.
Yeah, for those not knowing, the the last game ended prematurely, or well, we went 5-6 years into the game, 1941-42, and defeated Britain in a weird war. Germany wasn't our enemies, Britain was, strange, but we ended it early because the game had really gone inactive all across the game, but towards the end it was only 3-4 people that actually wanted to play, and Panzer here, he had given up and wouldn't even run for president anymore, so it was just a coalition of me, Fusininja of the Expeditionary Party, and my fellow party colleague Fredder, who played. The rest of the game seemed very inactive, so we cancelled it early.
Yeah, sadly, because I think the problem with the last demo Hoi 4 was you and the other parties were or at least to the nationalists and your party were mate, we stay isolation, and me and the expeditionary party were nah, isolation bad. Since I wasted 2 of my terms, that was kinda the death sentence for this demo Hoi 4. So yeah.
Yeah, even when I was president and got turns going, I mean, I don't have the DLCs. I'm dependent on other people streaming and then me joining the session and doing some choices. But yeah, being dependent on other people slowed the game down. And then some terms we only got 1 session a month done, and that was really not good for the game. Because there wasn't anything to vote on. In election didn't mean anything because nothing had happened in the game since the last election. So Panzer, is there any question you would like to ask me about the game?
Good question. Did you have plans to merge with the nationalists?
No, I don't think we would do that. I mean, the Nationalist Party was really just American Warrior.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, from term 2 and onwards, it was just he and then some couple of other guys that barely said anything. I mean, for 2 terms, he was the only legislator from that party, so it was just his friendship to me that actually made our cooperation work. But I don't think we would ever merge him. They were a lot more nationalistic and aggressive, while our party was the most peaceful one.
Okay. That's an interesting story. Me, the nationalists and our party wanted to merge in the first place with Fascist King, but they wanted MacArthur, and I was now we need a real monarchist, and that was the death sentence of our coalition, because I said no to MacArthur, they said no to a South American monarch that we had. I think it was King Pedro. Yeah, and that ended our coalition, that ended the merge plan. I mean, basically, if we would have done the merge, I think that would be kind of big deal. I mean, we would have been the strongest party, I assume, but I'm not sure.
When was this merge considered? Was it beginning of the first term?
I think it was in the first act. Yeah, I think it was even before the game has probably started. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of very early, and I wanted a strong party, and so we can do stuff to America. We had developed plans together. We have, we have done many things in the first place. But then came the question of the monarch, and I'm not gonna lie, I searched I searched a long time, 1 or 2 hours. For a proper monarch, and they always said no. And when because I wanted an American monarch and no Englishman, and I was like, okay, I will give you an American. Then I picked King Pedro, because he was a South American monarch, but they didn't accept him. So I was like, okay, this won't work. Bye bye. And I purged my server from the nationalists. I kicked everyone.
But didn't you consider any, I mean, maybe not of noble blood and nobility in that, but any like real American, like a Washington descendant or something like that?
What do you mean? I don't get the question right now, sorry.
Yeah, but if you wanted a real U.S. American as king, couldn't you find like a descendant to George Washington or something like that?
Yeah, that was also kinda, and that was kinda the other idea, like one of Washington. But I was like, nah, we need a. I mean, I was someone we need royal blood in there because monarchy without not blood, monarchy without royal blood is not a real. It would be like putting Donald Trump in the charge of the Britain monarchy. This wouldn't work really well.
Okay, so in later terms then, who would you consider to be your best ally outside your own party?
Definitely the expeditionary party because I'm like a nationalist and you were kind of against us, and the expeditionary party were like the only ones who would be like, hey man, you're cool, we are cool, we should work together. Yeah, that was basically me. I said, hey, you're cool, we are cool, best friends, man, and we worked together. And like I couldn't get them to merge with us, sadly. Um, yeah, but we worked, but then I got frustrated because we couldn't affect the game no longer because I'm like the wasted terms and my inactivity of the party. And I was like, okay, I quit this. I give my power to the good old pepperoni. Or Papagetti Speroni was it, I think. And I was then out. Right after that, I wanted to return to Berkeley, but I was like, no, you will stay out of this now. This is the end for you now, and you will just watch. And yeah, that was that was what I did. I just watched.
Okay, so my original plan with the game, I mean, I was one of the founders to revive the game at the beginning, but I wanted to be speaker, and I was speaker when you was president in the first term, but then as I saw nothing happen, I thought, we were a bunch of socialist parties back then. There was a Socialist Party of America, American Workers' Front, Communist Party. I mean, there were four or five socialist parties.
And the most important party, the Australian party.
Yes, of course. Without them, we couldn't have gotten a majority, right? So I thought we need to found a socialist coalition, and we did. And then we need to get a presidential candidate, and I thought somebody else should do it. And nobody wanted to do it. And I thought, damn, I wanted to be speaker, and then I get to be president instead. So I put up my name as president, and thanks to the nationalists supporting me rather than you, I got to be president. And then again and again, no one else wanted to be president. I mean, maybe Freddy would have wanted to be president, but he didn't challenge me, so I got to be president over and over again. But I really wanted just to be speaker, since I'm not that good at the game. So for Mark II now, I got to be speaker again. So you guys play the game who are good at it, and I can just watch. That's good for me.
Like Drew. Like you don't know. You just watch. Hello?
Yeah? What do
You
you say?
didn't respond to my joke. I'm very sad now.
You're sad?
I'm very... you didn't said anything about my joke. I'm very sad now.
I don't think I heard it. Can you repeat that?
You like Drew the Null in that game. You're just watching.
Yeah, just watching Mark 1, yeah. I
Yeah, basically.
didn't really play in Mark 1, I just let other people do the playing and I just said something on the stream once or twice.
I mean, the thing was because I did, and the real reason was why I did nothing as president, because I didn't exactly knew what should I do now. I was like, oh my god, I'm not president, what should I do? And then it was like, nah, I will do just now. Just because I didn't knew what to do. And I was too ashamed to ask, like, hey, what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah, but I mean, the game is pretty new and there is new rules every mark, every time, so new people, even old people, they got to ask, what's the rules, what are we gonna do, what can we do and such. You need to ask, regardless if you have played many times before or if you're just new, it doesn't matter, you need to ask, and you have a right to know.
Exactly. Because you can get lost pretty fast in that.
Yeah, I don't know if, have you heard about Democracy?
Democracy?
Democracy, the Civilization demo game.
No, but the only other demo game I participated was like Victoria 2, but I quickly, after time I left because I had no time for that demo game.
Okay, the reason why I brought it up was the Democracy is very complex. I mean, the Hearts of Democracy was kind of inspired by when making laws, it was inspired by that. Because Demohoy 4 is a lot older, because I first got to know you in DJ Cold War, but before that we had the real old Demohoy 4, and we had barely any lawmaking at all. We only had the constitution and no additional laws. And this making separate laws and having a Congress do that, and that there was much thing inspired by Democracy, and they have, besides the constitution, they have a whole book, page after page, with only laws. And imagine being a new player and having to read that. I mean, most people don't. How do you begin to play even?
Yeah. I just can say yeah because you're so god.
Yeah, I was agreeing with you, because this game can be very hard and very complex if you're new. And I mean, we are easier than them, and then there are games that are much easier than ours. But yeah, you need to know the rules if you're gonna have a chance, or ask someone and get help.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you would like to talk about? What are your plans for Mark 2?
Recreating the Western Roman Empire bit. Yeah. Recreating the Western Roman Empire is my big goal in that. So I'm like, I was okay. Monarchist party, that's pretty cool, but just forming the Iberian kingdom that's boring, man. That's boring, and that's just boring. And I was like, okay, what other things could we do? And I was like, hey, let's recreate the Western Roman Empire, but this time under Spanish rule. and they were like, "Okay, go for it," and I was like, "Okay," and I just did it.
Okay, what's the plan? We are in the civil war has started now. There are two sides, as it usually is: nationalists versus Republicans. And you have chosen the nationalists, and you are turning them into non-aligned, right?
Yes.
And the Republicans are being turned into Democrats.
Yeah, if they want. I can put them like communist. I can put them on communist if they like, but I would say democratic because like, yeah, I can add like 70% communist support, but just let them be democratic and then change to communism.
Okay, so I mean, we have the old government right now. You're the prime minister, I'm the minister of foreign affairs, but now we're splitting up into two sides. Do you intend that both the Republicans and the nationalists should have their own prime minister now and set up ministers and such?
I wouldn't say prime minister. I would like say two military governments. This is civil war. Democracy would be put out of power as long as the civil wars go. So military versus military, I would suggest. Like, I mean, basically like prime minister, but that now just like all the names will be renamed into military stuff. But that's it.
Okay, so I take it you're the leader of the nationalists right now.
I guess.
And Fredder of Fasenina is heading the Republicans.
Yes.
I also heard that the PTP polyester is going to join you. Have there been
Really?
anything more with that?
Like I don't know if Polly wanted to join me. Like it would be cool. He didn't talk to me about that, so I thought you would join the nationalists. Polly will join Catalonia and just watch like Drew, and the rest will join the communists.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. Maybe because the nationalists will be non-aligned, and that was why.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. So
Okay.
when is our next section then?
I guess maybe next week or maybe tomorrow if that's okay.
I mean, I don't need to be there, so I guess you and Fuzzy or Frederick can figure it out. So it doesn't matter if you do it then or next week. That's fine with me.
Okay,
right?
then maybe tomorrow because next week I write some exams in my school and yeah, I can do it next week, but I will prefer tomorrow.
Yeah. So you heard it here, everyone. Everyone's watching that. Probably a session tomorrow if Fredra or Fuzzy can play the Republicans.
Yeah. I just say yeah about that.
Yeah. So Panzer, is there anything more you would like to talk about, or do you think it's enough for today?
I think I don't really know. Like maybe like I want to talk about why I said or suggested that we should do a 1v1 event. I think that's a pretty that's a pretty interesting way and a path in a Demo Hoi 4 game that because Spain is the only country in the game that has a scripted civil war that will happen every time. Like Vichy France will not happen every time. Or, yeah, it will not happen every time. Most of the time, but not every time. But I think Spain is this special country about that. That's why I said, hey, let's turn this into one event. That would be interesting to watch for the viewers, and all that stuff. And I won. I won.
Yeah, I mean, I supported you in that because I thought the alternative was worse, because the communists, they wanted to only play as the Republicans, and then they wanted to ban anyone siding with the nationalists from parliament, and I thought, what the fuck? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And Polyester's proposal was just going neutral, and I thought, nah.
What was polyester? Neutral? What do you mean neutral?
And I mean, he wanted to play as the Republicans who are communists and then turn them back to democratics.
Ah, okay. Also, thanks for supporting me, I guess.
Yeah, it was the least bad proposal. So
Yeah. And now, the loser side will be kicked out for like 1 or 2 weeks out of Spain's policy, and then will be allowed back into the parliament.
Yeah. So it's a real life week, right?
Real life week, yeah.
Yeah, not an in-game week.
In-game week would be pretty fast, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like one real life week, no participation into Spain's inner politics. Like they can criticize stuff if they like to, but like their vote won't go because they're communist scum and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, I would rather that than red, I suppose. Yeah, and I also set up that we don't accept help from Germany, the USSR, or Spaghetti, because I think this is a Spanish civil war and no one should interfere in this. So it's like player versus player only. Yeah.
Did the communists agree to that?
Since they didn't disagree, I think they.
So you think they're gonna do that? Not agree to help from the Soviets?
They didn't say anything against, and I think it's most fair because this is what just player versus player then, and no one can say after one of them, like me or Fusi, will lose, hey, it was unfair, you had a volunteer from a specific nation. I think that's the best way.
Okay, so let the best man or ideology win, I guess.
Yeah, basically, I win, you fall, Prince. Scheme, like, yeah. I think that's the best way to you know, say you're the winner or you're the loser. No one can say it was one had you know help from another nation, so everything is good and the loser side cannot complain. That's why I said that. I mean, I would be likely to get some German or Italian, okay, not Italian help, because Italian army is not very good at the job. I would like to get some German volunteers, but I was like, I want to keep it fair, and because and I did like one I think one in-game month, or was it a month or 3 in-game weeks? I don't remember. Like a non-aggression, so the Republicans can set up their troops, because I know that the Spanish Republican troops will not join directly on the border. They will join like in groups, but the nationalist troops will directly spawn at the border. That's why I said um, a little time non-aggression, so everyone can set up.
Okay, that's real nice of you.
Yeah. And also so I can get up my front line and working and all that stuff.
Yeah. So we are possibly seeing that tomorrow then.
I hope so. Is someone watching? Do you know that? Yeah. Please, guys, watch this. This is very, very important. Did you share it on your server, like on Demohoy?
Yeah, it's both in the Democracy Gaming server and Demohoy. But
Okay, that's
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There was some people in here, but they left. So go on.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. To talk to you again.
Right.
And also, I wanted to get non-aligned with Spain because I think the non-aligned flag Spain looks pretty nice.
Okay. Are we done then for tonight?
If you don't have anything to talk, that's if you don't have any questions to my.
I mean, I have one question that more relates to demo games in general. What do you think about the election system?
It's pretty good. I like sometimes that in a document there's just, did you have confirmed it? You go next. Did you have now confirmed it? That's a little humor that I like. That's pretty neat, I think.
Yeah, so I don't have to ask people manually. But I thought that was the Congress system. But the elections, when we elect parties to the Congress, how about that?
I don't remember the elections right now. You need to help me a little bit.
Yeah, you just pick a party, and the exact percentage you get in the votes you get in Congress.
Yeah, the system is okay, I guess.
I mean, would you like another system if you could?
Not really. I mean, if I could imagine another system, yeah, but I cannot.
Okay, because it's I mean, Hard Democracy is really special in that way, since we are really fair and representative and giving exact percentages for the exact votes and that, so everyone is represented. But the other games are not doing that. They are rounding off, and the smaller parties are not into power as such.
Yeah, I think our system is pretty good, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I was just asking. Anything more? Are we done? I mean, I'm not in a rush, but
I don't really know what to talk. If you don't have anything that would be relevant now, I think we're done here for today.
yeah. So thanks to Panzer here for coming. I mean, I think we talked for half an hour already.
No problem, mate.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.